is Rachel Lunce, and I am the HR director for a company called Sinto America. We are a large manufacturing firm. We are actually Japanese owned, American ran, and our corporate headquarters is located around the Lansing, Michigan area. We design and build capital equipment for Foundry, for automotive, and then we also do something with shot blast and shot peening. We have facilities in Michigan, Ohio, Connecticut, Virginia, North and South Carolina, Georgia, and then we have two facilities down in Mexico. So I have actually participated with the College Industry Conference for the last couple of years, and I have also interviewed several FEF students, and we've actually hired a few as well in the past. The types of positions we actually hire for would be design engineers, project engineers, mechanical, electrical engineers, and then we also have a broad variety of other types of uh, positions we hire as well, from HR to accounting to marketing. So I'm here just to chat a little bit about some HR topics that will be beneficial for any students who are out there that are trying to get full-time positions in the industry. So that's what I'm going to chat about. So one thing, some advice, is social media pages. So as an HR professional, when we do hire people, we definitely check out LinkedIn pages, Facebook pages. So I recommend that you have a professional picture as your picture on your page. Don't put something up from spring break where you're drinking or wearing inappropriate clothing. So that's just some advice. That's definitely something employers do check. I will say we've never hired someone because of their page, but it is definitely something that we check out. Um, Next little thing we're going to hit on is interviewing. So what not to say in an interview. So I definitely wouldn't disclose anything that you feel could hurt your chances of getting hired at a position. You do not have to disclose your GPA. You do not have to disclose anything that you don't want to disclose. I wouldn't go into any details about anything bad that happened in your past, like I got pulled over for speeding or I unfortunately got a DUI. These are things that you do not have to disclose at an interview, and I would definitely not go there. If you were specifically asked a question, I would definitely answer that question honestly. However, I would not bring up anything that you don't want to discuss. Um, Next part about an interview. So I recommend that you always dress to impress. Even if it is just a summer position at McDonald's, you want to go into the interview and you want to present yourself in the best light possible. So I recommend always dressing up. For females, I would definitely either do a pantsuit with a jacket or a nice skirt with a dress, nothing too short. When possible, always wear like a sweater or a jacket over your outfit. It makes it look more professional. Nice shoes. You always want to make sure you're looking your best possible. For males, I would definitely not wear shorts. You always want to wear closed-toed shoes. You don't want to wear flip-flops. I would say a nice dress shirt and slacks. And if you have a jacket, that's great, even a tie. Like I said, you always want to present yourself in the best light possible because first impressions do last a very, very long time. I have interviewed a wide variety of different candidates throughout my time in HR, and I've actually had people come to an interview in pajamas. So that definitely was a interesting one for me. So I'm talking about it now, so that did leave an impression. Um, the next thing for when people are going to go on a job interview, I highly suggest that you do a lot of research on the company. So let's say you're going to interview for a company that does something specific with manufacturing. I recommend the first thing to do is look at their website. That will give you a good idea of what the company is about. You can research the history, the positions they have available, anything like that's always going to be good. Then what you want to do is jot down some questions. So you always want to come prepared to know what the company does, and you always want to ask some questions. One of the best questions that you can always ask for any job that you go to is, where do you see the company in 5 years? That lets them know that you're interested in something long term, which is good impression. but it also lets the person who's interviewing you talk about where the company is and how the company is doing. Obviously, everyone wants to work for a successful company, and that helps open up to say, okay, like we're doing well right now. This is where the company is headed. This is where we see the future. Another good question right now during the COVID pandemic is to say, how did your company fare? How did you guys do during COVID? Many companies have struggled, many companies have done well. I'm happy to say that my company has done well through this. But that's a good one to talk about right now as well. Um, a lot of times, also, a good question to ask is to say, well, what do you feel is one of the best perks of working for this company? Or how long have you been at the company? And what do you like about the company? Those are also good questions to ask the person who's interviewing you. It kind of opens it up, lets them talk. Sometimes it's good to research the person that you're interviewing with. So you might want to go to their LinkedIn page and kind of see, okay, this person actually went to the same college as me, or this person did this. So it's nice to have something personal that you can connect to the person who's interviewing you with. That's always a positive as well. Um, and the final thing, resumes. So I look through resumes constantly. So one of the big things I suggest is that you specifically tailor your resume to the position that you're actually searching out to have and the specific position you're going to try to interview for. So if you are a mechanical engineer and you are going to interview for a design engineering position, you want to tailor it towards design. If you are specifically looking for an engineering position within a foundry, you want to actually use the word foundry in your resume. So there are keywords that HR people will put into the search bar when they're looking at resumes, and if those keywords do not pop up, they go right to the next resume. So you want to go through the job description, you're going to want to pull out keywords, and you're going to want to add those words to your resume. So that's a big thing. Also, a cover letter is also a really, really good thing to do. It kind of gives the person who's looking over your resume a little bit of a background. If your passion was always to work in the foundry industry and the reasons why, my father, my mother, my sister, my brother came from foundry. The first time I poured a casting was the best day of my life. Things like that are really good to kind of set the picture, set the stage. Those are always good things as well. In your resumes as well, you don't want them to be too long. I would suggest 1 page would be ideal. Obviously, if it's your first job, I would put any key classes you've taken that would help towards the position you're trying to get. If you have a very high GPA, that's okay to put on a resume. If you have a lower GPA, that's okay not to put it on a resume. So those are things you don't have to put on there. Any type of volunteering that would be beneficial for the position you're looking for is also really, really good. If you did any types of assisting in any college classes, labs, that's always good as well. But like I said, you don't want it to be too long. A page is usually sufficient. If you've done any internships, co-ops, paid, unpaid, those are always good things to add to the resume. So an employer wants to know what kind of commitment you've done. They want to know what kind of experience you've done, but they also want to get a feel for what kind of person you've done and are. Because that's a lot of times what it comes down to is fit. You may be qualified for the position, but if the fit isn't there, sometimes they'll go with a different candidate. Um, so I hope that these things are helping anyone out there who is seeking a job. My company will be participating this year with the CIC conference. Myself and another coworker, his name is Jim Lunce. He does our Sinto analytics for the company. So we are looking for salespeople who want to do technical sales. And we're also looking for people who want to do analytics. So that would be anybody that has a background in electrical and controls, or anybody with a strong analytical, almost an IT technical background that's interested in doing things in the foundry industry. So I thank everyone for their participation today, and good luck to all of those people out there job hunting. And please tune in for the next Facebook Live. Thanks.